Hello, this is John Smallwood, certified financial planner and senior wealth advisor at Smallwood Wealth Management. Today, we're going to be talking about the continuation of the wealth curve blueprint and the wealth curve scorecard. The scorecard really helps you understand the blueprint and where you are based upon who you are. Okay, meaning, if you're somebody that's approaching retirement, the components are different than somebody that's young and starting out a family and growing wealth. If you work for a corporation versus owning a corporation, the blueprint is unique and the scorecard is unique to you. And one of the things that we believe when you start looking at the success of your financial plan is understanding, am I in the range of having the proper amount of coverage or the proper amount of savings rate? And what we're talking about today is life insurance. And life insurance on the primary breadwinner. Now, there might be two, there might be one of you, it doesn't really matter. What we're focused on is, from an insurability standpoint, do you own the maximum amount of coverage based upon your circumstances? And one of the things that we try to do always is to cut through the noise and cut through the baloney that is out there. And if I did a plan for somebody last week and they died yesterday, it really doesn't matter the type of coverage that they had, just as long as they had the right number, the right amount of coverage, so that the family can continue to move through what they're doing. And if I'm in retirement, well, now, depending upon what has happened and how that death has occurred, I want to make, my spouse will end up in a single taxpayer bracket. They'll lose a Social Security. They might lose a pension. They might pick up healthcare benefits that they didn't have because of benefits that somebody had. There's so many factors that are going to change. And the number one goal is the maximum amount of coverage, which ranges when you're in your low 20s, it's 25 to 30 times your income. And as you progress through ages to a spot where you're no longer working, the maximum comes down to be about 1 times your net worth. So if you're 70 years old and you're retired and you have a $4 million net worth, the maximum amount of coverage that you'll be able to obtain is around $4 million, depending upon the makeup of those assets. If you're a 50-year-old person who's making $100,000 a year, you're going to be able to get somewhere between 15 and 20 times. And the scorecard is going to help you understand, am I insured properly? And the goal of the plan, as we say all the time, less taxes, less fees, less risk, more savings, more benefits, and more protection. Now, in this particular case, protection is going to be one of those key things. Do I have the right amount of protection? Do I end up with more retirement income? And do I pass more to my family? All of those elements must be present when you're designing a life insurance strategy for your situation. So having the proper amount of insurance shouldn't take away from your wealth creation, okay? But if something were to happen, it's kind of like a put option. It takes care of everything that you were trying to take care of, and it moves your family into the next phase, or it passes wealth off to your favorite charity. So the life insurance, as we go through the life insurance, the type of coverage, the quality of coverage, there are so many factors that you want to be thinking through. Welcome to the end of the video. Smallwood Wealth Management is an investment advisor representative. The opinions expressed by Smallwood Wealth Management and guests on this show are their own. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. Information presented for this educational purposes only. Moreover, no listener should assume that any discussions or information presented serves as a receipt of or substitute for personalized advice from Smallwood Wealth Management or from any other investment professional, and is not intended as an offer of solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Smallwood Wealth Management is not a law firm or an accounting firm, and no portion of this presentation should be interpreted as legal, accounting, or tax advice. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as a recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Thank you for listening.